And then this mindset of, man, it's not enough for everybody, right? It's not enough for everybody to get some of this. Well, of course there is. But I'm not trying to take out of your mouth, oh my goodness, almost broke my ankle right there. I'm not trying to take anything from your children. I'm not trying to take anything out of your mouth. I'm not trying to take anything that you worked for. I'm not even asking you to give me anything. I'm just saying, get out the way. Move out the way. Stop acting like because I want to have more for mine that I am in some way picking food off your plate. I'm not. Your plate can't even hold your food. You done went to the all-you-can-eat buffet. You started with 4 plates. You got a plate for each meat. I'm coming in, and then you're gonna tell me when I get in line, oh, well, you know, you're only allowed 1 plate per. Dude, you got people behind you holding plates for you. This morning, I'm up to getting it in, man. How you guys doing this morning? Who is that? Mithern? Renders, good morning. Kumar, good morning. Good morning, Kumar. Welcome in, everybody. Guys, I'm excited this morning, as always. I'm out here to motivate and encourage. I'm out here to let you guys know, as we said yesterday, it's time to stop starting and let's just do it. Let's get to it. Let's move. It is Friday. Got a little echo out of that one, guys. It's Friday morning. It is 5:25, people, here on the East Coast of the United States. Gotta be careful with the deer. All right. And I'm out here this morning. I'm feeling good. I sent myself a message last night as I was going to bed, and it was just about, hey, wake up this morning. When you wake up, you know, I'm trying to send myself a good morning message. I almost forgot to do it because it's the first night that I was doing it. And when I laid there and I'm on my side and I'm sending the message, my glasses is off, the day's been long, the light's dim, and I'm like, hey, listen, you know, I want you to know that you have the ability, like I'm trying to give myself a pep talk. You want to see the world's worst motivational speaker? Imagine, just like there's this movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where there's a depressed, pessimistic robot on the hitchhiker's. It was like, okay, you're gonna do good in the morning. Oh my goodness, man. But it energized me because I did make it through the day. I was able, just seeing myself, sending that message in the morning, let me know that even at the end of the day, even when I felt like my work was all done, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take steps. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm ready to end it. I know that tomorrow is coming, and I feel like I did a good job. Even at the end of the day, when I'm laying down, I was like, oh, I remember the thought right before I picked the phone up was like, oh, I don't have to do this. Like, it's nobody else. Like, it's just for me. And I just rolled over it. I did it. And I said it, and I put the phone down. But waking up this morning and seeing it, it was like, okay, man, good job. Good job. You know, like, you ever had a personal trainer, right? You went for a test, right? This is something from the southeast of the United States, right? It's 2 things. If you've ever been in the southeast of the United States, Ryan, good morning, bro. You have a good morning too, man. So, escape the matrix. I'm trying, James. So if you ever been in the South of the United States, old folks got this saying down in the South of the United States. You don't ever want to hear nobody say this to you down South United States. One of these two definitely means that that they calling you a little dumb, right? They calling you dumb when they say this. If they say to you, oh, bless his heart. Man, don't you let nobody in the South say to you, oh, bless his heart. No, you better not bless my heart. What do you mean? Or if you, this is the other one. This is the other one. He means well. What? Don't you tell me I mean well. Girl. Come on, bless his heart. He means well. I don't mean well. Like how bad, you know how bad you gotta be at something for an old person in the South to say to you, bless his heart, Lord. You done went out there and tried to serve a sandwich, fell across a table, got stuck to a mouse trap. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to hear, Lord, oh, bless his heart. Not in the South. Bless his little heart, Ryan. Ryan, you better not say bless my little heart. You better not. So, dude, that was my wake-up call to myself this morning. I looked at myself in the phone. I was like, oh, Lord, bless his heart. He tried, Lord. Oh, man. But I'm up. I'm out here. We out here. Let's do this morning, people. Let's get to it. Let's get up, man. Hey, as always, guys, as you stop in, let me know where you check it in from. Let me know what time of day it is. And if I'm just your alarm, I'm gonna tell you from the very beginning, I said this the very first time. If I'm your alarm clock and you're using this as an opportunity to say, hey, I'm up and I'm at it, get up, drop a thumbs up and a peace sign, and you can get at whatever it is you're doing, because if you have something you're working on, and I am just here to remind you that, hey, you're not working on it alone, man, get to work. Because we all have something that we're working on. This is just a part of the work that I do for me. And I'm glad to have you guys come along so I can share it with you. Raheem, 10:30 in England. Welcome, Raheem. Top Gun in Wisconsin as always, 4:30 a.m. What do you say? Raheem says, we all got to unplug from the matrix and live in the real world of life. We all missing our families. My family do not reach out to me. I only got you people to talk to because I feel lonely. Hey, don't be lonely, Ryan. I got to get out the street. That's a trash truck. I'm not trying to get run over by one of those. He ain't blow his horn or nothing. Listen, that's what I need y'all to tell me. To look out behind me. Look, y'all be like, hey, watch your back. There's something behind you, right? Mustafa, Albany, New York. Welcome in, Mustafa. How you doing this morning? Thanks for being here. Hey, Raheem, you gotta get out, man. Step out there. We have, I'm not gonna say that name. People, including family, are temporary, so we should focus on stuff we value the most. Interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit. I don't know, family matters. I got 7 kids, man. There's 7 kids and a wife. They permanent for me. I don't know. I don't know if they're temporary, man. I got brothers and sisters. I got a mother. My dad has passed away. My birth father has passed away. They're permanent to me, man. They're a little permanent to me. We got focusing on relationships requires a focus on ourselves. Understanding that in order to be in a relationship with someone, it's not about changing who that person is. It's about understanding whether or not they matter enough to us for us to put in the time. Who do we have? We have Zach. You ain't never sold no drugs. No, Zach. What do you mean? What type of question is that? Who starts? Zach, you started the morning with violence. You ain't never sold no drugs. Was that to me? All right. And how much sleep do you usually get at night? I'm usually in the area of about 6 hours. I try to get 8, but I'm usually in the area of about 6. But on my days off, I relax, I recover, I take naps. Naps aren't a bad thing. You just want to be productive with the time when you are awake. So guys, let's get into it. Hey, If you haven't had the opportunity yet, go ahead, smash that like button. The thumbs up goes a long way. Doesn't cost you anything, guys. It's just a way to say, hey, I'm here. I heard something, I saw something, I giggled, I learned. All right, guys, thank you for that. Now, here's the thing, guys. What does it mean to live right and die wrong? Living right is usually based on what are the parameters in your given circle that you reside in, right? And so I'm not going to put this on, I'm not going to push this up too fast. I'm going to start right here where we are. I want to start like right in the moments that we live in, right? So living right for, let's go down. If you're a drug addict, living right for a drug addict is different because a drug addict has a way of explaining to themselves why the actions that they take are the appropriate ones. And it's interesting that Zach said, you ain't never sold no drugs. Here's why. I want to live, but life is strange. I want to go outside, but do not feel safe. Safest way to feel safe is to get outside. Now, don't go outside and get hit by a car and then say that bird told you to go outside. But here's what I'm trying to say, people. When we're talking about living right and dying wrong, a drug addict, if you talk to one long enough, if you've had a relationship with one, if you talk to one long enough, they will sell you an understanding of why the way they're living is acceptable, right? They will connect with you emotionally. You want somebody, you want somebody to, you trying to raise funds to start a mission? Send a drug addict in there. You talking about somebody talking to your heart, somebody telling you how the difficulties of existence and their challenges that they've been through and the way that it's impacted their development and how they feel for other people, and they wouldn't wish what was happening to them on anyone else. I don't think no one should have to live the way I live. I'm not happy like this. I'm struggling. Can I get $1? Can I get $1? I'm just trying to do better. I'm just trying to find a way to survive. Can I get $1? When you listen to that story and you hear their suffering and their pain, they reach out and they touch you, right? They touch you to a point where you kind of get it. You kind of understand. You have this empathy and this sympathy, and you want to help them do better. And then you give them $5. And then you go one way, they go the other. You double back around and they leaning over, needle in their arm or whatever it is they did, whatever drug they chose, you just supported, you just put $5 towards that cause. But here's the thing, they got you to believe. So for them, that's living right. For them, that fits their moral code. It fits, and they sold it to you. They sold you the acceptance of the code. They sold you the acceptance of the difficulty, of the challenge, and they convinced you that you needed to help them. Let's move up a step. Let's move up a step. You're in school, right? And you have teachers who are telling you, hey, I don't make much money. I don't make a lot of money. I went to school, I got straight A's. I went to college, I got a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and I'm here in service of the people who require my service the most, in service to my students, in service to the community, to see that they get knowledge, to see that they get education, to see that they become stronger and they become smarter. And I believe that what I do is what I'm supposed to do because it develops society. I'm leaving something behind. I'm giving education to the masses. And they die broke. They don't pass anything on to their children. And we talk about them for 2 weeks at the end of the school year when they retire. And then they move on. And they struggle. There's some of them go back to school. How many of you people went to school and was taught by somebody who taught your parents? How? What? Wait a minute. You taught my mother, her big brother, me, and now you're teaching my daughter? You've been working for 60 years. You are 83 years old. And so someone is teaching us, hey, this is how you live. These are the principles you want to live by. Work until you die. You live right, but you die wrong. Because you die and you're not able to leave anything to the people who come behind you, the people who you love, the people who you care for. They're starting that journey in the same place you started. They're going through the same struggle you went through. And they're having to climb the same mountain that you just climbed. They're having to reclimb it. And we all feel the same way. I want my children to have it better than me. I want my children to start in a better place than I did. I want my children to know better, to be able to do more. I want their life experience to be different. And we live right and we die wrong. We go to church and we pay our tithes. We pay our taxes. We pay off our debts. We do all the things here in the United States. If you don't pay your bills on time, right? Let's take a moment. If you don't pay your bills on time, if you need anything, and this is what I'm trying to say to you, and this is what I mean when I say they're playing games with you. The money that we give in tithes is supposed to go to help those who are in difficult situations and they can't help themselves. So we pay taxes because they tell us that the tax dollars are going to go to the use of helping those who can't help themselves. Some of the tax dollars go to building roads. Here's what we need to understand, because we have a tendency to forget what the term and what the use of taxes are really for, and we start pointing fingers at other people and judging other people. If tax dollars go to build roads, right? You have to understand there was a point when we didn't build roads in the United States. There are still places in the United States where you can get a piece of land and it's private, and you have to pay to put in your own road. You have to pay to get electricity run to it. You have to pay to get sewer put in for it. You have to pay for those things. You have to go out and privately pay someone to perform those services. But this is what our tax dollars pay for. So when a multi-millionaire or a billionaire gets the same type of private property, but he buys it up under his company's name, and then he gets a grant from the government as a company to say that I'm doing rural development, and they pay for him to lay the roads and input the infrastructure around his multi-million-dollar compound, while you're living in a trailer park and they gotta come in whenever it rains and dump asphalt in the potholes. You can't get out of it when it snows. We have to understand that when we're being told to live right, pay your taxes, do your due, do what you're supposed to, and we die wrong, we die broke, we die with nothing, we die in debt. You can die with money and still be in debt. Pass on debt to your loved ones. Financial planners are telling us right now, they say to us on a regular basis, get yourself a financial planner. First thing they're gonna tell you to do is, well, you need money. What do you plan on retiring on? Right? What are you planning to retire on? How are you planning on getting to the end of life? Man, what? Get to the end of life? What are we talking about? Ask me questions like how many vacations I want to take when I retire. How many different countries do I want to visit? How much money am I leaving behind? How do I continue to grow my wealth after I stop working? The worst way in the world to make money is to exchange time for money. That is the worst way to make money. If you are exchanging your time for money, it is the most difficult and least satisfying thing to do. because you have expenses, you have a cost to living that is 24 hours a day. The clock, the little ticker on how much your life is running is 24 hours a day. Your air conditioner is on at night. You're drinking water. Your electricity is running because everything's plugged into the car. You're charging your electric car. You're riding to work. You're eating meals. You have costs to everything, to every moment of your life, there's a cost. But you only get paid for those 40 hours a week where you're prepared to exchange your time, whether it's physical or mental, where you're exchanging your time for someone else's money. Because you're living right, but you're dying wrong. Because when you live like that, when you only get paid for the 40 hours you work and your money's not working for you, you're not moving forward. You're not growing. There are not enough hours in the day for you to work yourself rich. You have to invest. We have to begin to understand that saving, you cannot save yourself rich, people. You can't save yourself rich. There used to be a point in this country, and it's crazy. There used to be a point in this country where you could save up enough money at any job. This was the American dream. If you went to work, it didn't matter. You could be a janitor, bus driver, milk delivery man, work in a tire shop. You ain't have to own it, you could just work there. Like if you just had employment, any consistent employment in the United States, and you were mindful of your spending, you could get a house. Located on the East Coast of the United States, I'm in Maryland right now. The whole DMV area, I kind of wander around. When we do our traveling, I have family all up and down this area. Well, family actually goes all the way down to Carolina. But the East Coast of the United States is where I'm at. So we pay for so many things. We have costs for so many things. But we're not going to make money because money has to make money. We have to learn to put our money to work. Raheem, caveman, did not have to pay. It was carnivorous, lifting rocks, living in huts. I don't want to go back that far, Raheem. Oh, listen, I'm not saying we need to go back to being cavemen and lifting rocks and living in huts. What you doing about it? I'm doing a lot. You want to be specific? The bidge, the buys, the biggie, I don't know what that's supposed to be. The biggie, brother, you're really just yapping at this point. What do you want to know? I'm yapping right now because it's all important information, but it's real. So how do you change it? I can yap about facts. Are you ready? Oh, it's the Big E, got you. So here's what I'm yapping about, the Big E. Everything in life requires for us to be disciplined. Discipline has 4 parts. It's really simple. It's repetition, you follow that with patience, and then consistency. And when you do that, you're gonna build perseverance. The 3 things that you start with, they work on the thing. Perseverance works on you. It makes you who you need to be when you arrive at the goal for that thing. What do we have? Life. You listening to the so-called yap, brother? Somebody should be Lyrical Rambo. I don't work for anyone. This is a corporation, yeah. The country is you, is an agent, so all you do is open a business and write off your taxes. There you go. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not sure. Maybe I did use too many words. Live your life as a business. That's the whole philosophy, people. But you gotta get there. You have to understand, the Big E, that a lot of people aren't prepared to be there. And a lot of people aren't prepared to take the risk of being there because it requires for us to step out and do this on our own. It requires for us to have enough knowledge and enough willpower to get out and do it. You don't have to leave your job to do it. Everybody think they need to start, create something new. I need to be the next Microsoft. I need to be the next Apple. I need to be the next Elon Musk. You don't need to do that. There are ways to do it that don't require for you to do anything but invest your money. Because the key to getting rich is not you working, it's your money working. The key to being wealthy, because wealth is freedom. Wealth is not finances. Wealth is the ability to do what you want to do, when you want to do, with who you want to do it with, where you want to do it. That's what wealth is, because we don't all see the same thing as being wealthy. Some of us want to lay in the field, some of us want to get on a boat. Some of us want to jump out of an airplane, some of us want to swim in the pool. So we all have different distinctions of what wealth is, but here's what we do know, and here's what's important. We have to start making changes. You have to start doing things differently. We have to stop living right and dying wrong, because it's not just about the time that we're here. It's about the work that we do that we pass on to the next generation. Do you know that LLCs in the United States, I'm gonna ask the question, does anybody know when the first LLC was established in the United States of America? Does anybody know the year that that happened? If you've been here before, you've heard me say it before. Can anybody drop in the chat and let me know what was the first year that an LLC was formulated in the United States? Limited Liability Corporation. The Big E, no, not 1720. Somebody else, let me know. Just guessing, that wasn't it. 1980, no, not that soon, but close, RKS. 1977. 1977 was the first LLC established in the United States. 1970s, yes, 1977. It was in Missouri and it was for an oil company. S-Corps already existed, but two men who owned oil companies came together and they wanted the same protections that came for corporations without having to pay the same taxes and pass their money through to them as profits. 1977. Dude, I was born in 1972. So what's the relevance? What's the relevance of this? LLCs are new on the business landscape. They're brand new. So what does that mean? How are they originally used? The people who we talk to, if you talk to your uncles and you talk to your older cousins and you talk to the people who are using LLCs, they're gonna tell you, oh, it's just for you to protect your stuff. It's just in case something happens, people can't come after your personal belongings. Nope. Wrong. Guess what? You can start an LLC for the sole purposes of buying and holding securities, guys. That's all it is. You start an LLC, you invest $1,000, you spend $750 to buy securities, you continue versus moving your money into the stock market, you move your money into your LLC. And your LLC's purchases select securities. Only ones that are benefiting, only ones that have grown for 25 years, only the ones. Purchase the stocks of the companies that got bailed out during the last financial collapse. Because they've already made it clear, the United States has already told you, these companies are too big to fail. Put your money in them. Why? Because even if the country fails, we're gonna fix them. Even if we take all of your money, even if we require for you to pay off the $350 credit card that is now at $750 because you weren't able to pay it and you had to live off of it because you lost your job. Even though we writing you letters, we knocking your credit score, and we're telling you you can't borrow anything. You can't get a car, and if you keep playing with us, we're gonna start taking money out of your check to pay back this entity, which is probably one of the entities we bailed out during the financial collapse. Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant? Because we living right and we dying wrong. Oh, dude, my credit score, I gotta pay my debts on time. I gotta make sure I'm on top of what I owe. We're living right and we're dying wrong. We're dying broke. And these entities continue to go on. They continue to make money. They continue to grow over year, over year, over year. And their children and their beneficiaries and their youth continue to grow. And we're dying and they're taking what little change we have left. I'm telling you, we are living right and we are dying wrong. So we have to look into things. Everybody's like, oh, you need to invest in mutual funds. What do you think a mutual fund does? If you invest in a mutual fund, here's what a mutual fund is. Stay with me for a second. It's a big company with a lot of money that goes out and they says, I'm gonna buy up portions of other companies. And as those companies do well, the value of my company is gonna raise. And now I want you, because I already have $15 billion tied up in it, I need to go out and I need to get 100 million of you to invest another $150, so I have another $15 billion tied up in it, and I'm gonna take a portion of your money. That's what a mutual fund is. You are investing in somebody else's already existing investment. Make your own. You can set up private equity for yourself. You can invest in it. Then you get your life insurance. When you die, my life insurance goes into the company. It doesn't go to my children. You're not taking it from them. But guess what? The more money you invest, you start to live off of leverage, not credit. We have to change the way we think. We have to stop living right and dying wrong. Because we've been convinced that the right way to live is to get your credit score good. You go to school, right? You go to school, you graduate, and you might get a little debt in the process. But don't worry about it. The credit score got you. We got you if you got the right credit score. Because nothing ever goes wrong in the United States. You're never going to see jobs drop. You're never going to see the cost of living increase faster than the rate of compensation of what people make. That's never going to happen. When you go to buy a house, don't worry about what you have to pay for it, because you'll get it back in the future. Here's what you have to understand right now. The average cost of a home in the area that I live in, average cost $500,000. I want y'all to help me out real quick so that I get a better understanding. If I want to buy a house for $500,000 and I want to put 20% down, how much is that? What's 20% of 500,000? And the reason I want to do this is because I can avoid paying private mortgage insurance. And while we're trying to figure that number out, while I'm waiting for somebody to drop in the chat of what's 20% of 500,000, private mortgage insurance isn't for you. It's for the person who issued the mortgage. And it's essentially you giving somebody else money that they're going to invest. And when they invest the money, you don't get any of it back. But if you fail to pay your mortgage, they're going to pay off your mortgage, and then they're still going to come after you for it. $100,000, correct. Correct, guys. It is $100,000 for a 20% down payment on a $500,000 home. That means you brought $100,000 to the table. You went to a bank and you was like, yo, check me, yo. Bang, look at it. A flat 100, B. 100, let me get 400,000 for the rest of this house. Dude, I bought you 100. I got 100 in on it. Y'all remember that old song, I got 5 on it? Y'all remember that? In the United States, you gotta remember I got 5 on it. Come on. We trying to get a quarter, I got a nickel. Dude, I got 5 on it. We almost there. We gonna all smoke good. We gonna all blow good because I got 5 on it. It's 5 of us with 5 on it, dude, we getting it. But then the person that we get a 5 to, he already got to deal with somebody. If he show up with 20, he gonna give him 40. Right? Right? So you put your 5 in, he come back, he cut you 7. You were like, yo, my 5 came up. Yeah. He cut 7 for 3 people, he got 40. Right? So he cut 7, he cut 28, he holding 12. That's how they come up. It's the same thing with the houses. You put $100,000 down on it. You borrowing $400,000. It costs $1.2 million. Your house at the lowest current interest rates. For the next 30 years, you're gonna pay $1.2 million. It costs $800,000 to use $400,000. Come on, man. Come on. Who gonna tell me that's okay? I'm cool with that. No, it's always been like that. No, it hasn't always been like that. It hasn't always been like that. You used to save up money. You used to get land. You used to get your house to build on it. And then you used to build your house. You would pay the interest over like 10 years. So back when houses, you used to be able to work and money didn't go as far as it used to. So I'm not gonna act like $1,000 wasn't a lot of money back then. But for $1,000, you came in, You put down everything. You put down $1,000, they gave you the land, the wood, the nails. You had to build it, you had to work. You had to pay over time. 5 to 10 years, you had to pay the interest off, and there was a balloon payment at the end of another $1,000. If you're fiscally responsible, you find yourself at the end of a 10-year period with a homestead. You have a home, you have land, you have a community that's growing, and it's going to increase the value of it. You paid 5% on the money you borrowed, but now you are paying 200%, in some cases 300% on the money that you borrow. Oh, don't worry, you'll get it back out the house. Keep your credit score good. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck because they only make money when they work. You have to put your money to work for you, and they keep telling you and they keep convincing you, oh, well, you have to save first. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you want some bad advice right now? You want some bad advice? Here's your bad advice. Don't pay bad debt. Do not pay bad debt. Stop saving money. Start investing. I'm gonna tell you why you don't pay bad debt. Because nobody rich does. How many rich people have you heard file for bankruptcy? Do you know what bankruptcy is? Bankruptcy is, oops, that went wrong. I'm not paying that back. I feel for you, I get it. I came to you, I got $3 million. I had a plan. That plan went south. You want your $3 million back. My bad, I'm not paying you. And oh, by the way, let me grab another $7 million up off of you. I got another plan. That's what the wealthy do. But they telling you, you gotta pay your credit card. They're looking down on you, they sitting on the news, and they telling you the person next to you is horrible. They need to work harder because rent's going up. They're telling you to judge the family that lives next door where they got 3 generations living in a 3-bedroom apartment, because the cost of living is ridiculous. But that's on you. You just need to work harder. If you work harder and you focus, then you can do better. You're irresponsible. You're lazy. How the fuck am I lazy? I'm sorry. I apologize. I want to take that curse word back. How am I lazy? I'm working 2 jobs and overtime. I sleep going from one job to the other job. I remember doing the math when I was working at a fast food restaurant. I didn't have a car. I couldn't afford to live near the fast food restaurant. So I had 2 options. I either got up and I walked 2 hours to get to it, or I caught public transportation. After the math, catching public transportation allowed for me to rest, go to work, get home, go to sleep, get back up to go to the other job and rest while I'm riding to the other job. It left me nothing to grow with. So I'm like, how do I save on this expenses? Well, if I didn't have to pay for a place to live, I would be okay. Guess who got a gym membership? Bathed and showered in the gym and slept on the train. I had 2 outfits. One was for one fast food restaurant and one was for the other one. I lived on public transportation and I showered on a $10 a month gym membership so I could reduce my cost of living so that I could actually have money to put towards something. Okay, guys, here's what I'm trying to say to you. We are living right and we're dying wrong. This whole concept of do the right thing, this whole concept of you just have to work harder, you just have to focus on the details, none of it's moving us forward. If we truly want to move forward, we have to learn to not just be aware of what's going on, not just be aware of our problems, but how to find solutions, guys. We have to start working towards solutions because solutions are the only way to solve the problem. Otherwise, we're just complaining. I had to find a solution when I was sleeping on the train. I had to find a solution. I'm like, this isn't working. They're not paying me for them. I had to find a difference between going to an employer and asking for a raise based on how much money they made versus how much value I bring to the company. We gotta change. I had to stop counting other people's pockets to grow my own. I don't care how much money Tesla makes. I don't care how much money Donald Trump makes. I don't care how much money Obama makes, how much money Microsoft and Apple makes. Those companies, it doesn't matter how much they make. What matters is, what is my value? What do I bring to the table? And do I know it well enough to articulate it and then stand on my principles and say, pay me or lose me? Okay. What did Jay-Z say when he left the record company? He put it in a lyric. He was like, oh, you made Jay-Z, make another one. You made me, make another Jay-Z. I get it. I'm telling you this is what I'm worth. You're telling me I'm not. Okay, I bounce. Listen, I'm not looking into the personal ideals of any of these people. But when somebody say this is what you're worth, you are signing an agreement to say, yeah, I believe you. You're right. That is what I'm worth. We are living right and we are dying wrong because we're asking the wrong questions and we're looking to achieve the wrong thing. We need to understand what's available to us. I live my life as a business principles. And the transition, I'm telling you, it's not immediate. It's not easy. You're not gonna be a millionaire tomorrow morning, but it is a principle. It takes, listen, even once you do that $100,000 down payment on a $500,000 home, you still have 30 years to pay it off. And it's somewhere around $3,700 to $4,000 a month. When you look at that, when you look at the fact that it's somewhere between $3,700 and $4,000 a month, and that your housing cost is supposed to be 1/3 your income, I'm gonna say 30% versus 33. At 30% of your income, you need to make about $150,000 a year. Somewhere around $150,000 a year, because you have to pay $4,000 a month, which means you need to make that 3 times a month, which means you need to be making $12,000 a month. So you need a minimum household take home of $150,000 to buy a $500,000 house. If you are making $150,000 a year and you're gonna pay 30 years on $1.2 million, what can you do if you invest that money and let the company buy? I can tell you what you can do. You can build something that will last far beyond you, and you can work less. You can spend less time on the job, spend more time with the people who matter to you, grow your wealth, and see a better outcome. This is what life is about. We are living right and dying wrong. Saving money is pointless. Retirement accounts are glorified savings account, because the expectation is you put money into your retirement account so that when your body is broken and it doesn't work well anymore, when you can't move anymore, they're raising the freaking retirement age so that they say, hey, listen, 30 is the new 20. 50 is the new 30. Well, if 50 is the new 30, 80 is the new 65. If you want to retire, you got to work to 80. They're raising the retirement age to keep you working longer so your money doesn't have to go as far for you to be able to die broke. It takes less money to die broke. So what are we doing? What are we working towards? We're working towards growth. We have to work towards investments. Investments grow. There are 0 businesses. I don't care what anybody says. There are 0 businesses. I am on Silent Hill. I don't know what's going to jump out. I'm on Silent Hill. The property value is pretty low right now. But I'm house flipping on Silent Hill. Okay, Sonny. What I'm saying is this. When we start looking at a business and the way it functions, and with families that own businesses and own trusts, If you ever heard the term trust fund baby, it's always used as an insult. Why? That's what we're looking to develop. That's what we want to have. Even the Bible says you're supposed to leave an inheritance to your children's children. Your money is supposed to be good enough for your children to have something and for their children to have something. So what does this mean? We have to change the way we're living. We have to change the way we're approaching things. We have to change the way we think, the way we talk, and the way we engage. Zero businesses have savings accounts. They have allocated funds that they're looking to use later. That's the closest you're going to get to a savings account for a business. They allocate money towards a future investment. If you're saving money, it's with the intent of spending it. You cannot save yourself rich. I'm saving for college. I'm saving for a car. I'm saving for a vacation. I am saving to buy a house. It's with the intent to spend it. And your house in your name is a liability. That's why all of this new generations, they don't want to own anything. Why? I'm responsible for it. I have to pay insurance. I have to do maintenance. I have to keep it up. I have to learn how to change things like filters. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And that's not, listen, I'm not knocking them because I don't want to do what the generation before me had to do. I don't want to have to build my own house. I don't want to have to repair my own porch. I don't want to have to build, listen, I don't want to use no outhouse. I don't know how to dig one. I don't know how to put in no septic tank. So what I'm saying to you is this whole thought process of owning something is becoming a bad thing. So what do? You live your life like a business. Your house in your business's name is an asset. Your house in your name is a liability. Your business leverages your house to buy another house. It increases the value of the business. You leverage your house to buy another house. You've just taken on more debt and a knock to your credit score. This is the difference. Invest in your business and have your business invest your money and let the money that your money makes pay for your life. And we can stop exchanging our time for money. I'm sharing this with you as someone who's living the principle. And no, it's not immediate. No, you're not going to be a millionaire in 3 weeks. But I tell you what, if you're sitting on a house right now and you have 50% equity in that house already, use that to start your company. Don't use it to renovate the house. Don't you do it. Don't do it so I can get another one later. Don't use it to pay down credit cards. Don't you do it. Don't you use no hard-earned money that you done made to pay off some credit cards. I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the real truth. If we move to living on leverage versus living off of credit, your credit score stops mattering. When you put your stuff in your business isn't based on a credit score. They don't look at the credit worthiness of a business. They look at the balance sheet. They look at the assets. They're like, this is a business. The business has value. The business owns property, whether it's intellectual property or actual property. This business is going to make money. This business has things we can get. You ain't got nothing they can get. They got to calculate. They be like, man, you 57. Your house is valued at $700,000, but you still owe You still owe $400,000 on it. So you wanna borrow 80% of the $300,000? Other people's money. You said it, Rambo. And you want to borrow it because you bought a car and your son went to college and you're trying to set your son and his new wife up in a better position. So you want to borrow it, pay off some of your other debt. This is the Dave Ramsey principle. Borrow against the equity in your home, pay off your car, pay off your credit cards, and be disciplined in a way you've never been in the 55 years of your life. For 55 years, for 35 years, you've never chosen to cook versus eat out. Given the option, you're gonna do it. You've never chosen to pack your lunch. That's discipline. That's something completely different. That's the conversation I start with. Before we even need to start talking about the principles of how to do it differently, we must first establish discipline in any area of our life. If we can be disciplined with our diet, we can be disciplined with our finances. If we can be disciplined in our job, we can be disciplined with our finances. If we can be disciplined in our education, we can be disciplined in our finances. And once we develop discipline, discipline is simple, it's repetition. It's just doing it on a regular basis when you say you're supposed to be there. Just be there when you say you're supposed to be there. If you have a job and they say be there at 9, stop bitching about the fact that you gotta be there at 9 and get there at 8:45. It's an expectation. Stop telling people, oh, the traffic was bad. Bullshit. It didn't matter to you. I'm sorry, I cursed again, guys. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I'm removing profanity from the lifestyle. If you don't have the discipline to do what's necessary for you to achieve the things that you want to do for you, you can't look at other people and blame other people. You can't look at the outcome. You can't look at the outside and say, well, what about them? Discipline starts with repetition, and that's just being there when you're supposed to be there. There is no level to repetition. Repetition is just showing up. That's all repetition is. It's just showing up. We don't even care. We don't even care how good you are. You just know you're supposed to be here at 9. You're here at 9:15, 9:07, 10, call out, work from home, 6. Like you're all over the place. That's repetition. Next thing is patience. Don't think just because you showed up at work on time for a month that everything's all good. I've been getting in here every day at 9 o'clock. Can I get a raise? No. No, you can't get a raise. You're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. You agreed to that. You agreed to being here at 9 o'clock when we tell you to be here at 9 o'clock. So you gotta be patient. No, getting to work on time for a month is not gonna be the way that's gonna change everything in your life. So what do we have to come up with next? Oh, well, we have to follow that up with something as well. Consistency. Now we're working on something. What's consistency? Consistency is a plan. It's repetition with an outline. It's repetition with guards, with a guideline. Now that I'm showing up on time every day, there's an expectation of me to perform at a certain level to achieve certain things. Am I doing it? That's what consistency is. Consistency is being able to say, not only am I showing up, not only am I understanding that I need to continue to do it on a regular basis, but now I'm getting things done and it's a track. Baseball players, you bat 300, you hit 25 home runs, you do it for 3 years, you're getting a pay raise. You bat 300, matter of fact, anything over 250 right now. You hit 40 home runs, you're getting a pay raise. You win 18 games a year, you're getting a pay raise. You show up, you make your starts, you stay healthy, you're getting a pay raise. Because we're paying you for what we've shown you we're gonna do, but you gotta commit. Well, I need to see 3 years of it. We're sitting on jobs where we get pay raises every year and our performance suck. And then we're watching people next to us who's worse than we are. And they're getting pay raises too. And then you're wondering why it's so hard to get a pay raise. Why it's so hard to find a job that pays well. Because we've lowered our expectations for ourselves. And so the employers are lowering the standard by which they're setting the mark. That's the third step. The third step is consistency. Can you perform consistently within an expectation? Can you hit your mark consistently? Now you're bringing value. Final step, perseverance. This is that thing I'm talking about. Perseverance works on you. It doesn't work on the thing you're working on. Perseverance is when you walk in there and you say, hey, I've been doing it for 3 years. I get it. I've been getting raises. I get it. They've been incremental. I understand. Yeah, everybody gets a raise to a certain mark. Let me tell you why I'm worth what I'm asking for. This is what I'm worth. Company doesn't have those funds. I get it, but I understand my worth, and I'm prepared to move on to get it. I'm prepared to seek another company to work with. I'm prepared to go somewhere else to get what I know I deserve. And then you do it. You stand on those principles. You stand on your belief in yourself. That's perseverance, because when you go out there and you start dropping those CVs and you start dropping those applications and you get in this no, and it feels like, well, maybe I'm not as worth as much as I think I am. You are, but you need to persevere. You need to continue to work on your current job the way you always have, with the same consistency that you've shown, with the understanding that you're going somewhere. And then when you get there, that perseverance has made you deserving of being there. So when they ask you the question at your new company, why did you need your old company? Because I needed to grow. It had nothing to do with how the company managed. It had nothing to do with how the company treated the people next to you. It had nothing to do with the company values, because you were there for 12 years. You left the other company because you needed to grow, and the company simply could not compensate you at the rate that was appropriate for the growth that you were seeing. And you had to bring it to somebody else. Why is this important? Because it's investment. It's you investing in you. And then you invest your money into the right thing. And so it grows. And then you stop having to exchange your time for money. This is the thing we're talking about, people. We have to stop living right and dying wrong. Living by somebody else's definition of right. It's the right thing to do. Stop paying bad debt. When I was living on a train, I was living off of credit cards. I had this credit card company call me, and they were like, listen, I had a $5,000 credit card I got. I started with a prepaid credit card, about $200, worked that for about 6 months. Used it to do stuff like buy socks and then pay it off, about $200 just to grow my credit score. Got my credit score up, they gave me $5,000. Used that $5,000 to live off of. Like, I had to pay bills. Some nights it was just too rough to sleep on a train. Sometimes I just wanted to do stuff. Not everything I did with the $5,000 credit card was right. Then I lost the job, right? I was unable to work. And now I'm living off of the $5,000 credit card. I lived off the $5,000 credit card till it was empty. I went through a tough 3 years, hard. $5,000 was hard to come by. They closed the credit card. They called me and they said, we need to make some arrangements to pay this credit card off. I'm like, okay, I want to do the right thing. Let's make some arrangements to pay the credit card off. I was like, I don't have any money. They were like, we can work with you. I was like, that's beautiful. What do you want to do? They said, well, you can pay $50 a month. I'm like, $50 a month? That's 100 months. That's almost 10 years. They were like, no, it'll be a little bit longer than that, because until you get it paid off, it's going to continue to collect interest. Say what now? Yeah, you owe us $5,000. We're going to close the credit card so it's no longer accessible to you. We're going to have you pay $50 a month towards this debt, and it'll continue to gain interest until you pay off this debt. So next 10 years of your life, you're going to throw money at debt. You're going to throw money in a hole that you're never getting back. You're never getting use of this $5,000 back, plus whatever the interest is. This is going to take you about, I think in the long run, they said at $50 a month, it would take me 25 years to pay this off. Are you kidding me right now? Don't pay bad debt. I'm like, okay, I'll be in touch. When I got everything together, it took me about, I told you I had a rough 3 years. It took me about another 2 years to get back on my feet and get to a good place. And they called me and they came back again and they was like, hey man, this account has been closed out. We want to settle it for a portion of what it is. I ended up settling that account for about $750, no additional interest. I set up 3 monthly payments for about $750. I got rid of it. It was done, it was gone. I'm not paying you no $5,000 plus for 25 years for money I'll never see again. I'm not throwing my money into a hole. Why is this important? Because they keep telling us to live right and die wrong. Spend the next 25 years of your life giving me $5,000. I literally could take the next 100 months and put $50 into any stocks and wait for you to call me back and have that freaking money growing with interest for me and pay you with the money that my money makes. Stop living right and dying wrong. We need discipline. We need to learn how to be responsible. We need to know how to be frugal and how to live below our means, but we're not living below our means to stay below our means. We're living below our means so our means can grow, so that we can invest the money and the money starts to make money for us. Myron Golden has a great little saying that he says, and he says, the reason that you're broke is because your money is unemployed. We have to fix it, guys. Pay the money back. Don't pay back the minimum. Pay what you owe. I'm telling you, if I don't have access to it anymore, Jamie, I hear what you're saying. If you're telling me that I borrowed $5,000 from you and I used it because I needed it, and I no longer have access to that $5,000 anymore, I am not giving you $5,000. I don't care. You say what you want to say about me, my mama, my family, my children. Say what you want. I'm not doing it. Guess who else ain't doing it? Johnson's & Johnson's isn't doing it. Coca-Cola isn't doing it. Apple's not going to do it. Microsoft's not going to do it. If I borrowed money from you and I no longer have access to it and that didn't pan out and that money's not returning to me to be able to grow, I'm not paying you that back. That debt's dead. I keep talking about drug addicts. I saw a drug addict tell somebody one time. He told a dude, I've been in some places, I live some places. He come to the dude, he was like, yo man, let me get 25. I think he was using heroin or something like that. He's like, yo, let me get 25. The man said, yo, you owe me $25. He said, I should beat your ass. He says, all right, that's your $25. He says, you know I'm gonna get it to you eventually, but right now, I'm sick, I need 25. You ain't gonna beat me up and have me pay you $25. That whipping that you put on me is your $25. I'm not paying no bad debt. You ain't gonna tell me that I'm gonna pay you back that $5,000 and pay you back that interest, and you ain't gonna let me use the $5,000 no more. Now, I'll catch you later. Guess what? Because they good. Guess what they did? They wrote that off. They told the government, Oloropo didn't give us our $5,000. The government was like, fine, Oloropo didn't give you the $5,000, we're gonna act like it never happened. You don't have to pay for that. You don't have to pay for the $5,000. Thank you. Then they went to another company and we say, we got this guy that owe us $5,000. You give us $500, we'll give it to you. They bundled it up with a whole bunch of other people who didn't pay off their $5,000 credit cards. The company says, great, we'll take that. Company gets a call center for pennies on the hour. Keep calling people, ask them for the money back. Tell them we're gonna give them a break. So now this $5,000 debt that's been collecting interest for 3 years, they sold off for $500, maybe $200. They sell it off for pennies on the dollar. We're gonna let you close it out, Mr. Bird, for $750. I got $750, I'll give it to you over the next 3 weeks. They got their money. They got their money, and I got mine. But I'm not throwing freaking $5,000, I'm not throwing $50 at you for the next 25 years for you to tell me, all right, you good. What? No. You ain't gonna beat me up and make me pay you. Hey guys, this is the thing. We have to stop living right and dying wrong. You have to stop letting people tell you that, oh, the only thing that is important is right now. What about your credit score? What about my credit score? I've personally seen my credit score go from 400 to 700 plus in 3 months. What about it? It can be fixed the same way it can be broken. It's gonna take time, and my life is longer than 3 months. But I definitely ain't gonna give you 25 years at $50. Because if something happened to me, you're gonna pass that debt on to my children. Yeah, your daddy owed me 25. Your daddy owed me $50 a month. You ain't gonna be knocking on my kid's door. No, I didn't get sued. No. and went to a debt collector. The debt collector bought it for pennies on the dollar and made a bunch, because eventually I got to a point where I could pay it off. But I'm not paying $5,000 that I'm never gonna see again. It hurt me to pay the $750, but I did the right thing. I did the right thing. Living right, dying wrong. Guys, I'm gonna take a second. If you haven't dropped the thumbs up yet, I would appreciate it. If you read anything, heard anything, even had a chat, if it's been entertaining in any way, guys, I would appreciate it if you could just double tap that screen or tap that thumbs up in the top corner. It means a lot, guys. What we're working on here is learning to live our life as a business. Stop being driven by what other people's impression of right is. You don't believe that a drug addict's impression of right is right, but you feel when you empathize with the drug addict. You have to start to feel and empathize for your family. You have to start to want with yourself what you want, what you see other people getting from you. And we have to figure a simple thing. It's discipline. It starts with discipline in any area of your life. It starts in your diet, your relationship, your fitness goals, whatever it is. Starts with repetition. Repetition is just showing up. Just get there. Get there when you say you're gonna be there. You have to follow it with patience. 20 hours in the gym is gonna be far less beneficial than 20 days at 1 hour a day. Takes patience. Then you need consistency. You need framework. You need a guide. You need a mark, a plan. You have to be going somewhere to know whether or not you're going in the right direction. And then after you do that, you have to develop perseverance. And perseverance is the thing that works on you. It makes you stronger. I'm letting you know, we have to stop living right and dying wrong. And the best way to do that is to understand what true discipline is. You can't find discipline in your finances if you don't find discipline in any other area of your life. Guys, I appreciate you being here. I'm here every morning between 4:30 and 6:30. I want to thank you for dropping in, being a part of this walk and talk. I appreciate all the sharing, all the comments. I wish I could have said more to more people, but I hope we all gained something from this. Raheem, what's your advice for a 19-year-old lost guy? Start investing money. It's really simple. Don't put money into things that you don't need. Get a job, put as much money away as for as long as you can. As much as you get paid, put it away, start letting it grow. Get in contact with me. My email is in the bio on the page. You can contact me directly there. When contacting me there, I'll be able to speak to you more about it. All right? Hey guys, as always, I want to leave you with this. Keep showing up, keep blowing up, keep growing up. God bless. I'll see you guys next time.